Hello dear friends, welcome to the lecture of real analysis. We are studying the chapter of Riemann integrals. In this lecture we shall study the definition of Riemann integral. The definition of Riemann integral is considered in terms of upper integral and lower integral. So first we shall define what is meant by upper integral and lower integral. Then we shall define Riemann integral. So I have written the definition here for upper and lower integral. Let f be a bounded function on closed bounded interval a to b. We define integral a to b f of x dx. The bar is put over here, the integral, and it is called the upper integral of f over the closed bounded interval a to b, as upper integral of f of x dx is equal to GLB, greatest lower bound of upper sum u of f on sigma, upper sum of f on sigma division, where GLB is taken over all subdivision sigma of this interval a to b. So that means here we are defining what is called upper integral, and the notation used for this upper integral is integral a to b, bar is put over this integral symbol, and it is called upper integral. Upper integral is defined in terms of upper sum. So we have earlier studied the upper sum of a function on subdivision sigma. You please refer that lecture, and that upper integral is defined in terms of greatest lower bound of upper sum. So what is the meaning of greatest lower bound? Roughly it means the minimum value of upper sum on this subdivision sigma. And further, similarly we define lower integral. See, the notation for lower integral is integral a to b, bar is put over below this, integral symbol, and it is called the lower integral of f over the interval a to b, and it is defined as lower integral of a to b of f is equal to LUB, least upper bound of lower sum. So thus the upper integral is defined in terms of upper sum, but it is the greatest lower bound of upper sum, and the lower integral is defined in terms of lower sum, and it is the least upper bound of lower sum, or that means the upper integral is the smallest value of upper sum, greatest lower bound is the smallest value of upper sum, and the lower integral is least upper bound, means maximum value of lower sum. So thus these are the definitions of upper integral and lower integral. Earlier we have seen what is the upper sum. Upper sum of a function on a subdivision sigma is summation of k takes value 1 to n, maximum value of function on subdivision ik into length of ik. So this we have defined earlier. Similarly, lower sum of a function on a subdivision sigma is summation k takes value 1 to n, m, small m, minimum value of the function, or that is here we have to consider function in the interval ik into length of the interval ik. So these are upper and lower sums, and in terms of this the upper and lower integrals are defined. So we have to remember, for upper sum we take for upper integral we take the greatest lower bound or minimum value of the upper sum, and we should write some note as hereafter we will denote simply the upper integral of a function f of x dx by integral a to b of f, and lower integral we will denote this putting bar below the integral symbol, putting bar above the integral symbol, and instead of writing f of x dx we briefly write f only, and this means the upper integral of f of x with respect to x, and this will be lower integral. That is the notation, and we know that, see, the lower sum, or we know that lower sum is equal to lower sum of a function on a subdivision sigma is less than or equal to upper sum of the same function on subdivision sigma. Sigma is a subdivision on the interval a to b. So lower sum is always less than or equal to upper sum, and therefore if you take the maximum value of lower sum, each lower sum is less than or equal to each upper sum, and therefore the maximum value of the lower sum is also less than or equal to minimum value of the upper sum, and that means this lower integral, therefore lower integral of f, so this is lower integral of f defined in terms of lower sum will be less than or equal to upper integral of f, which is defined in terms of upper sum. So this is the relation always holds, and that we have to remember. Lower integral is less than or equal to upper integral, and for continuous functions, actually this is the condition for existence of Riemann integral. For continuous functions and also for some other functions, we have the lower integral is equal to the upper integral. So this happens for continuous functions, and but there are some functions, but there exist some functions for which the lower sum is strictly less than upper sum. This is the lower integral, and that is strictly less than upper integral. So for continuous functions they are equal, but for some other functions the lower integral is strictly less than upper integral. We will consider an example of this. So for example, we shall consider the characteristic function. The characteristic function, and we have the notation for this. Characteristic function, we denote it by chi in the interval 0 to 1. Consider the characteristic function chi in the interval 0 to 1. If j is an interval in 0 to 1, then we have. Now, by what is the definition of characteristic function? We shall consider in this interval j that this has only two values, possible values. Characteristic function is equal to 1 if x belongs to j, the interval. We are considering interval of 0 to 1, and it is 0 if x does not belongs to j. So this is the definition for characteristic function, and from this what we shall get is the maximum value of the characteristic function on the interval j is 1, because it has only two values, either 1 or 0. 1 when x is in the interval and 0 when x is not in the interval, and therefore maximum value of chi on the interval j is 1, and the minimum value of the function chi on interval j will be 0. And thus we know the upper sum is defined in terms of maximum value m, and thus the upper sum is equal to the upper sum of chi on j will be equal to 1, and the lower sum of chi on j will be equal to 0. And from this the upper integral's value is, therefore the upper integral of chi is equal to 1. The upper integral's value of characteristic function is 1, and but the interval we are considering is 0 to 1. So we will write the interval a to b as 0 to 1, and the lower integral of chi in the interval 0 to 1 is equal to 0, and thus here what we have is the lower integral is strictly less than upper integral, and therefore is strictly less than the upper integral of chi, and thus there exists some functions where the lower integral is strictly less than upper integral. Now we are going to define Riemann integral. When a function is said to be Riemann integral, in that case where the upper integral is equal to the lower integral, then the function is said to be Riemann integral. So this is the definition of Riemann integral functions in terms of upper integral and lower integral. And clearly this characteristic function will not be Riemann integrable because the lower integral is not equal to the upper integral. If these two are equal, then the function is Riemann integrable. So that is the definition of Riemann integrable function. And again we have to consider let f be a bounded function on the closed bounded interval AB. We say f is Riemann integrable over the interval a to b if its upper integral of f is equal to lower integral of f. And upper and lower integrals are defined here. Upper integral is GLB of upper sum, lower integral is LUB of lower sum. But if they are equal, then and only then the function is said to be Riemann integrable. And thus the integral a to b, we write the integral, if the function is Riemann integrable, we simply write it is integral a to b of f. Thus f is Riemann integrable if integral a to b of f of x dx, or that we are denoting this simply by integral a to b f. If this is integral a to b of f is equal to lower integral of f is equal to upper integral of f, then the function is Riemann integrable. So this is the definition of Riemann integrable function. So it is similar to the definition of continuous function. When we say a function is continuous, if its left hand limit, we say f is continuous at x is equal to a if limit x tends to a from right is equal to limit x tends to a from left, and that is equal to the function's value at a, then the function is said to be continuous. So also when we say a function is differentiable, if its right hand derivative of f at a is equal to left hand derivative of f at a, and then we say it is differentiable. So because derivative is a type of limit, and similar to this the function is defined to be Riemann integrable if the upper integral, lower integral is equal to the upper integral, and in that case we do not write lower and upper, we simply write integral a to b of f. Here also when the function is continuous, we write this as only the limit of f of x as x tends to a if this right hand limit and left hand limit are equal. And here also in the derivatives also right hand derivative and left hand derivative are equal, then the derivative exists and we simply write it as f dash of a. So this is the definition of Riemann integrable function. So thus we have to remember these three definitions: upper integral, lower integral, and Riemann integral. Riemann integrable if lower integral is equal to the upper integral. We shall make a note here that a function we denote here, we denote by this symbol RAB. We denote by this RAB the class of functions f, the class of functions, bounded functions f, or that means class of all functions f. Which are Riemann integrable, on the interval a to b. See, on the closed bounded interval a b. So this one notation that we shall remember. for ordinates. So for example, constant functions are continuous and therefore constant function is Riemann integrable. That means constant function belongs to this class. Constant function is in this class, that is RAB, R for Riemann integral. Script R we are using Riemann integrable function. And we have seen earlier, characteristic function is not Riemann integrable because its lower integral is 0, upper integral is 1, they are unequal, and therefore characteristic function is not in this class. Those functions which are Riemann integrable are in this class of functions R, A, comma, B. So this is about the definition of Riemann integral. Thank you.